646-578-1007, 800-348-1007. Want to join us on the phone? 35192 to send me a text. Our friends down the hall at WGAR doing their radiothon. Bill said they've raised $69,000 so far.
Nice.
For St. Jude. You can text WGAR to 626-262. Or you can call them, by the way, as well. They like those radiothons in the showcase studio. That's why people are like, if you guys can do it from a studio, why are they down there? A couple of weeks ago when Mark Nolan and Magic were doing their thing for Cleveland Clinic, they were doing a couple of days of 13-hour shifts. They do 6A to 7P on the air. And so they like them to be in the window studio that this show is normally in, so people can walk by and see what's going on. And
remember the time we tried one and we lost St. Jude's $750,000? And they're like, never again.
Embarrassing.
Yeah, people all over the world canceling.
Oh, it was just terrible. So we want nothing to do with this. I'm glad we have people. I've been in radio for 30 years, and I've never hosted a radiothon like that. And I think the people in charge at any station I've ever worked at were probably smart enough to know that I was probably not the guy for that. But I'm glad we have people that do those things.
Yeah,
because they're worthwhile. There are people who are very good at doing those, Carlotta Blake and Steve Waz and Mark Nolan and Jen Pachano. Those are all people that are, they're
high-quality people.
The right people to be doing that kind of stuff. Nobody's going to come to me and say, hey, do this. Of course, if they did, I would respectfully decline. I know my limitations.
Poundcake, you do need to go in there and apologize. Waz is really mad at you.
No, I'm not going in there.
He's going to – can you imagine if he hides from Waz for the rest of his time at iHeartMedia Cleveland?
I'm not going to hide. I'm just going to empty out my wallet full of all my Chick-fil-A gift cards. I'm like, can you exchange these? Do you want these?
What?
That's how you're going to get.
Wait, you're going to get on his good side by giving him all of your Chick-fil-A gift cards?
Yeah, I'm sure.
How many do you have?
I have a lot.
You have the one I gave you the other day.
Yeah, that's for a sandwich. I have like gift cards. Like a
lot. Was that just for a sandwich?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a lot.
You have gift cards with like $50 on them?
Here and there.
Kind of
like I use them and then I don't go that often and then I forget that I used one. So then I use another one. I'm like, oh, I already have one in here. So this one might have, $10 on it. Another one might have like $3. And so I just walk in there whenever I go. I'm like, all right, so empty out this one and then empty out this one. And wait, okay, I have this one too. And empty that. So they can be exchanged for cash. I mean, if you really wanted to, if someone really
I don't believe so. I think they all say non-transferable for cash.
Yeah, but that's not.
I mean, maybe you could go to one of those kiosks.
You could probably sell them to somebody for cash.
There you go.
This one has $3. Just give me $3.50, so I make a profit off of it.
Just stand in a dark corner somewhere.
A profit off a card that he was given.
Well, this is what. But he's always thinking, though, right? There's always a grift.
I'm an entrepreneur.
That's one way to put it. Cavaliers are they're not playing tonight. They're playing tomorrow night against the Sacramento Kings. They got one over on LeBron and the Lakers Tuesday night. So they'll play a little bit up the road, Sacramento, but they'll play here at home. 7:30 is the game tomorrow night at the Romo Fijo. And then Saturday evening, they'll play the Oklahoma City Thunder before they head back out on the road to San Antone. So you'll hear each and every squeak and dribble here on WMMS. Your FM flagship home for Cleveland Cavaliers basketball. Charles Barkley getting some pushback in being very complimentary about Cleveland. The other guys over there on that show, Kenny and Shaq. Shaq played for the Cavaliers, and this guy sits there stum. Doesn't say anything. Everybody's giving Barkley a hard time because he said he likes Cleveland. He likes to eat. We got a lot of good restaurants here. That makes sense.
Cleveland, to me, is one of the most underrated cities in the world. I love going to Cleveland. And you know what?
Stop, man. Stop.
You don't like Cleveland?
I'm not saying I don't like Cleveland, but when's the last time that you ever called me, Shaq,
Joakim Noah,
and like, let's go to Cleveland?
Yeah.
Let's go hang out in Cleveland.
Joakim Noah.
Joakim Noah. There's no vacation spots. It's a nice city. Come on.
It's a nice city. I just said it's a nice city.
No, but you said underrated.
And what's your favorite restaurant in Cleveland?
Go there and
My favorite restaurant in Cleveland?
the one with the fruit.
I have to talk to Mike Vitello. He take me to some really sweet Italian places.
Yeah, the one with the food. By the way, every city has good Italian food. I wish that wasn't what he had thrown out. They got really good Italian restaurants. Yeah, like every city on the planet. You're going to find one good Italian restaurant.
He may be pandering, but I do feel like Cleveland is probably one of the most underrated cities in the world. There is a little...
I don't even know how you'd quantify that. I think that Cleveland is... Cleveland has become a punchline to a lot of people, and I think
what I'm saying.
And
that's unfair.
Yeah, and that's what makes it so underrated, because people come here expecting it to be this god-awful, dirty, dangerous city, and then they go to our street and they're like, ooh, this place is nice.
Our street.
Yes.
Hey, look at our street.
But honestly,
we've got it.
Out of all the places, all the big cities that I visited, this is probably the one with the least amount of homeless people. Chicago, Portland, San Diego,
It's
Toronto.
a much smaller area, yes.
But it doesn't matter.
It does matter. If you have more people, you're going to have more of them as a percentage who don't have a home.
Yes, but there could be, just because you have more people doesn't mean that you're...
I mean, if you had gone to
poor people.
if you had gone to Detroit when they had the Super Bowl back in the day, when it was Seahawks Steelers, 07, 08, they put up facades downtown Detroit. I don't know if Dan Gilbert had a hand in this or what, but they have so many people coming to town for the Super Bowl that they'll put up like fake facades over dilapidated buildings, and then all of the homeless shelters all of a sudden are serving amazing food for Super Bowl weekend so that everybody gets inside and off the street. Super Bowl's over.
Get your ass back out there.
That's right. All the tourists leave. Yeah, so it looks awesome. People are on the People Mover. They're like, why is everybody so down on Detroit? This is awesome. Super Bowl weekend's over. Get your ass back there on the street.
I still say it.
No more beef bourguignon for you.
There is something to the cost of living in Ohio being such that there are less homeless people than there are in a place like San Francisco, where people are completely priced out of,
like, they have homeless communities,
being able to live.
It's also
the weather plays into it.
The weather, absolutely. When it's sunny year round, it still sucks being homeless.
But I was saying that doesn't stop Chicago or New York. There's homeless people there.
Well, yes, but those people aren't going to save up money to what? Go be homeless in a sunny city? I mean, you can't go anywhere. You are where you are.
I understand that, but does Pittsburgh have a lot of homeless?
Yeah.
Okay, then. So
I mean downtown, but again, Pittsburgh is like Pittsburgh downtown is kind of like Cleveland downtown. It's kind of a 9 to 5 downtown.
Yeah, I would say Pittsburgh's similar to Cleveland is from what I've seen.
Well, I'm just saying.
But the thing that sets Cleveland apart from all these other cities is we know the streets are going to be safe because we got Little Herb out there keeping everybody protected. Mm-hmm. He is the Dark Knight of the land.
Listen, all I'm saying is I think all you can ask for in any city is that you're fortunate enough to have forward momentum. And I will have been here.
We have a club called Forward, so
yeah.
Boom. Now we just need one called Momentum.
Is that the Storage Container Club?
Yeah.
As of next Friday will be my 13th anniversary at WMMS. And when I came to Cleveland, it was a Thunderdome. So as long as there's forward momentum.
And you still came, it still had progressed a lot by the time you got here.
That's what people said.
Yeah.
They were like, you think this is bad? Yeah. And I was like, I do. Tell me more.
2004 Cleveland was a lot different than 2009 Cleveland.
But that's what you want.
Yeah.
You want forward momentum. It's all good. You don't want to be going backward,
But then I think back to the early and mid-90s when Tower City was the spot and it was open and it had it was such an event to go to Tower City, and it just bums me out that it's just not that anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I was excited when I came to Cleveland as a kid to go to like an Indians game, the team formerly known as the Indians. It was like Cleveland was the biggest city near us, so going there was like our New York. It just was. And then I didn't even know Tower City was wasn't popping like it used to. Remember, I called off work to go shopping there before the Justin Bieber concert. I was so naive. I was like, we're gonna go to Tower City, and I'm gonna go get some clothes. And you're like, what are you
Still
gonna
get clothes? Just airbrush T-shirts.
I don't even think they have that anymore.
They got
Back
some
then
stuff,
they did.
yeah.
The fountain's all rusty. Like the
Fountain's gone. It's a park now.
oh.
There was just a big thing, though, that Dan Gilbert is going to completely redo that whole area down
As
there.
he should. Because
I know they say that every couple of years, but when they do those artist renderings of what it's going to look like, if something like that were to happen, it'd be great.
I believe in this city so much now. Just in the past few years, like the flats, wonderful.
But you want to leave. You want to get the hell out of here. You can't wait to leave.
But
actually, it seems you can very much wait to leave.
I like the fact that I have a community to come back to and a community to be proud of. So
But it'll always be here for you.
yeah, so when I leave and I come back, I can bring friends, hey, come to Cleveland and we can have a weekend. And there's stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember when I went to the Sky Deck in Terminal Tower, and people were laughing at me. They were like, Terminal Tower has a Sky Deck? I said, yes. You had to take like 2 elevators to get there, but there's a Sky Deck.
The only time friends have ever visited us here is when they're here for work. Hey, I'm going to be in Cleveland. You guys around? Nobody wants to come to visit. And I'm not sure why that is. I don't know.
Well, if they
For my family, it's a lot
to
easier.
Charles Barkley, they'll learn that it should be something they come and do.
I mean, for my family, I'm the only one who's not out there. So it's just easier for me to go there than forever. You know, my daughter's like, I like to the little one. She goes, can we host Thanksgiving one year? And I go, yeah, that would be great. But it's very unlikely that our extended family is going to all come to Cleveland. Very unlikely. It's easier for us to get in one car and go there. It's just how it is. It's how it's been my whole adult life. I'm the only one who left. So I've always gone back home.
And
Cleveland is on the list of the most fun cities in America.
Fun when you're drunk.
Don't sleep on it. They did 182 of the most fun cities. Vegas is number one.
I tell you what, I never felt more bougie in part of Cleveland and going to the east side. Like, east side.
What part of the east side?
Well, up
Chagrin?
Chagrin Falls, Gates Mills, Beechwood, like that area. If I go shopping over there, I'm like, all right, I got to
Well, those are all very affluent communities.
I know, but I'm just saying, if I ever go over there, it's for a reason. And usually I have a friend that lives over there, lives in like Moreland Hills or something like that. And I'll stop over her house. And
He's like, I do need some containers. If only there was a store over there that I could go into.
Yeah, but
If only there was a barn where I could get my pottery.
But going over there grocery shopping is not the same as here grocery shopping. Here, I'll go in sweats like you talk about. Like, I don't care because it's west side. But east side, I got to have my game together.
They're not dressing up to go to the grocery store. Why?
Because I want them to think that that's normal. Because it is.
Every Heinen's is the same, by the way.
I put on my best shoes, my best pants.
The downtown Heinen's is different.
Well, I'm not considering that. That's just one that they put to be an anchor grocery store downtown, so everybody who lives here stop complaining about having to drive to Lakewood.
If I step in,
I actually went into that Heinen's for the first. I'd never been in there until
I go there a few times a week to get
Tuesday.
lunch. Yeah,
and
there's a weird energy in there.
it's such a weird energy,
Yeah.
What
but
do you
I
mean
like
weird
it.
energy.
I like it.
It's a weird energy because it's right downtown.
Because
so
right
it's
downtown, and it's all kind of sectioned off in
Yeah.
kind of strange ways, and
because they didn't really
there's
do it.
stairs and stuff. Like it's. I mean, you're shopping for groceries in a bank.
It's an old
It's
bank, so
weird.
they didn't really do too much of the structure. So
It looks
was like,
awesome.
No, it looks great.
It's one of the coolest grocery stores you'll ever see. That's why you should come to Cleveland. Come look at our cool grocery store downtown.
Oh, they use that in the
Oh, I
Chamber
know,
of Commerce. We've got a really cool downtown grocery store.
You know how your city can keep banks open with money? Well, we can't, but we can put food in it, and then people show up. Cleveland.
How do we get money back in this old bank? People buy food.
Mm-hmm.
So they ranked the 182 most fun cities, and we're on now. Cincinnati just missed the top 10. Cincinnati came in at number 11. I've never been to Cincinnati, so I don't know about it. But we're number 42.
Nice.
It's not bad. Top 25% out of 182. Even Akron made the list.
What's a fun thing that you can do in
The
Cleveland?
Akron made the list of lowest movie costs
Hey, there
to
you
go
go.
see a
not
movie.
lying.
Hey, congratulations, Akron.
I used to go on hella dates over there it was across from Mr. Zub's.
I went on hella dates to the movies across there from Mr. Zub's.
I know which theater he's talking about.
Oh, yeah?
It's in Highland Square.
Lunchtime at Mr. Zub's.
Hey, you want to go on a hella date Friday night? It's going to be awesome.
It's a hella date.
It
I mean,
makes-
like we're going in a helicopter? Oh, no.
Not hella.
Isn't that
hella.
hella?
Yeah.
Hella.
As in hellacious? No. Just, well, there you go.
What's a fun thing you could do in Cleveland, though, say, like, next Friday?
I mean, don't you have a show?
That's a good point. I do. Bill Squire's Chris McQuanzica. Get your tickets now. AgoraCleveland.com. There's going to be funny people on the show.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Have I heard of any of them?
Yeah, you've heard of Mary Santora, who
Oh, yeah.
is sometimes on our show.
She works here once in a while.
Mike Polk Jr.
Mhm.
He's a very funny guy. Cleveland legend.
Yep.
John Bruton.
Yep.
He's out there touring.
Yep.
Doing all sorts of cool stuff. And Jasmine Carter, who
Hacha.
love Jasmine. And it's so funny how excited my daughter is to see her.
Sure.
Like, no...
Because she's
Well, because,
Instagram
like,
famous.
she knows Polk because, like, he would come to our house for parties and stuff. So, like, she doesn't care about him. Mary's like, bah, but she loves Jasmine. Because Jasmine's playing to her. Jasmine's a lot younger than the rest of us, too.
Sure.
So she's playing more to that age group.
I need to work out like her. She has some rock hard abs.
Well, yeah. She probably got a lot more time than you do, too. She probably doesn't have a day gig. Didn't she have like 2 million people on TikTok or something?
She's got insane following on TikTok
Yeah.
And Instagram. And she's getting
'Cause she's
cast in
constantly
commercials
throwing
all the
something- yeah,
time
good
and
for
always
her.
making all sorts of content. She
Yeah.
grinds. And her stand-up's hilarious. And she's been through some difficult health stuff. So her whole story is pretty insane.
Really?
Yeah.
By the way, everybody's Ellen Wawa's coming to Ohio, and I was very excited, but then they said 2025. Why is that? I don't even know if I'm going to be here in 2025, let alone Wawa. Why is that a big thing? Wawa, why are you telling me this now? I like Wawa a lot, but man, come on.
They do got some good sandwiches.
Yeah, that turkey, delish. But
What's the gobbler? The gobbler's coming.
yes,
What was the saying for that?
I don't know. The Wawa gobbler?
Yeah.
Uh,
Come on, Joe from Philly.
I don't know. They had a saying?
It was something we were saying on the show because of the gobbler, like the
The Wawa gobbler. Oh, okay.
something. I think we were saying it last year.
All right. Well, yeah, and they had the gobbler bowl and you know the whole bit. So yeah, there's a big thing that they're bringing Wawa to Ohio. They're big in when we were on the Jersey Shore this summer. We were at Wawa all the time. They're huge in like Philly and whatever, Texas, Florida. They've got them. But then they were like, oh, 2025. I'm like, 2025? Oh, why is this a thing now? Founded in Pennsylvania, but I don't ever recall seeing one when I lived in Pennsylvania. It was all sheets. Maybe Eastern PA, I guess.
Yeah,
maybe.
Wawa's more Eastern PA,
Okay.
Jersey, things like that.
They're expanding
Sheetz
into
owns the west of
course,
Pennsylvania.
as they should. Expanding into Ohio, Indiana, and Kentucky. Stores opening after 2025. Do me any good. I mean, maybe somebody will tell me about the Wawa gobbler, what we were saying. I know we were saying Wawa is like an Indian word for goose or something. Wawa's going to have their work cut out for him catching up with Sheetz. That's true.
Yeah. Sheetz is expanding like crazy. I've done so many of those openings. I'm a Sheetz guy over Wawa.
Mm-hmm.
That's where my loyalties are.
Mm-hmm.
Were they bought? Yes, they were.
Mm-hmm. Alan, the Far East Side is full of Karens. There are Karens everywhere. They have not cornered the market on Karens, by the way.
I don't care. If you see me shopping in Orange at a grocery store, I'm gonna have my
Poundcake
Kentucky Derby
be
hat.
shopping. He's shopping like he's at the Kentucky Derby. He's got the tiny single guy cart. He's like, yes, right. That's what he's doing. Somebody spilled some detergent.
Oh, you just made a mess.
Wawa dropped the gobbler?
Ah, that's the one.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Wawa dropped the gobbler.
Wawa dropped the gobbler.
Okay. And they do that right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But have they decided to do it year round, or are they just doing it?
It's a big deal, I feel like, around late October, early November, they drop the gobbler.
Drop the gobbler. That's how you know summer is completely over, when you move into gobbler season at the Wawa.
That's that Green Day song. Summer is gone at last. The gobbler dropped that wow
was fast. Yeah. Ever been to a Buc-ee's? Yeah, I've been to a Buc-ee's in Georgia. They have Come and Go. You know, when you drive south through Georgia or the Carolinas, they have the Come and Go restaurants. Of course, everybody loves to buy their merch. It's hilarious.
That's like a rite of passage for comics when they first get on the road. And, I mean, it's more known of now because of social media, but it was definitely a thing where you'd go into a place like Iowa or Wyoming doing a road gig, and you're like, you're not going to believe this. There's a gas station called Come and Go. And everybody in those places is like, yeah, we know.
Yeah.
But when you come back to Ohio and tell everybody, they're like, no way. Like, yeah, I took a picture. You show them a grainy picture on your old Razor phone.
Uh-huh.
Like, amazing.
Yeah. I come bearing news of the Come and Go from faraway lands. I got to take a break. You want to text 35192? AlanCoxShow.com. You can watch there and listen anywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
The Alan